Hey there and welcome, my name is Pete, and with a 1-week vacation delay, this is a small channel update video for the upcoming month of May 2018. And since I was on vacation, I think it's only fair to share a few impressions with you. So while you now have the pleasure to see a few of the best pictures I took last week, let's talk about where the channel is at the moment and what the plans are for the upcoming month. By the way, if you're wondering, for those pictures I never even left the country that I currently live in. All of those pictures were taken in one of the southernmost edges of Germany, in the Berchtesgadener Land, which is bordering on Austria. If you ever have the chance to visit, it is arguably one of the most beautiful regions in Germany, and it's about a 2–2.5 hour ride from Munich, so should you find yourself in the area with 1 or 2 days to spare, I can honestly not recommend it enough. That 1-week vacation was also the reason we had no new videos on the channel so far this month, but now that I'm back home, that is of course going to change, and we'll hopefully be back to the usual schedule quickly. For me right now, the next episode of the RimWorld series has priority. The last one went up 1.5 weeks ago, and it's about time that we continue with Cambia's Ice Sheet Adventures. Once that is done, I will of course also start working on a video for NBA 2K18. I really didn't like going away on vacation in the middle of the playoffs, but the Louisville Legionnaires' upcoming playoff series against the Charlotte Hornets will be in the next video, and I'm very excited to see if we can actually make it past the Hornets, which would mean an appearance in the Eastern Conference Finals. But of course, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So, what else is new? We are very close to hitting 7,000 subscribers, which is pretty remarkable I think, especially considering that we hit 5,000 just 2 months ago. I do notice though that the growth is slowing down a bit, but I think that is to be expected with only 2 active series, especially with NBA 2K18 in the later stages of its popularity. Still, I'm perfectly happy with where the channel is at the moment, and some of you might remember that, but as long as I'm still writing my master thesis, I don't think a whole lot is going to change about the current schedule. Once that is taken care of, which I expect to be the case by the end of June, then the future certainly looks interesting, because then we're talking about full-time employment, something I was luckily able to avoid these past few years, but of course it had to happen at one point or another. At this point, I don't really want to think about how I will juggle YouTube and a full-time career, especially with the rather time-consuming process behind the videos that I make, but I also have a feeling that a few late-night after-work recording sessions will be on the menu sooner rather than later. So, like I said, things will remain interesting for the next few weeks, but I think those new challenges can also bring with them new opportunities. Speaking of which, one big thing I have been thinking about lately is to launch a Patreon or something like that. Basically a way for you, the community, to support me and to maybe help me become a bit more flexible. So at this point I would like to very carefully ask, would you maybe be willing to donate to pledge $1 or $2 per month in an effort to help me build a very small but sustainable monthly pool of reserves? And to be very blunt and simple about this, the bigger that pool would get, the less important my regular job would of course become, potentially allowing me to cut down working hours and maybe even go part-time, of course all in an effort to focus more on this channel. I know that with barely 7,000 subscribers we are still far away from that point, but of course it's always good to know what you guys think and to know how many of you would be on board for such a thing. I know that I could just simply launch something like a Patreon, but I want to do it the right way. I want to do it with you guys who would eventually become the supporters, and so I thought I'd just put the idea out there to maybe get an early feedback. And yeah, that's already about it for today. I hope you enjoyed the small slideshow. Let me know what you think about Patreon, about going on vacation in your home country. I have missed reading your comments these last few days, so fire away and let me hear your thoughts. One thing you could do if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed already is to do exactly that. Simply click on the small trophy icon in the middle of the screen and help the channel grow to the next big milestone. And with that I can say thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.